Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to Hogwarts. Hang on, I mean the Allotment of the Dead. And today we're going to get back to the poisonous plants. So I think in my original tour with the poison plants that I've got here at the moment, I mentioned a couple that I said I was going to grow, maybe one that I wasn't going to grow. One of them was the I wouldn't say herb. I suppose it's another plant that's been made famous by Harry Potter, and that's Mandrake. So today I'm going to be growing some Mandrake seeds. It's one of those plants. Again, it's from the family Solanceae. So most members of the family Solanceae has part of their plant or part of the actual flower or whatever is poisonous. So things like your potato berries and things like that. Even capsicum and chili is basically a toxin. So all of these plants in Solanceae have got propensity to want to do you some harm. So Mandrake is no different. So most of these Solanceae, they contain these tropane alkaloids, these horrible kind of compounds in them that can cause all sorts of weird, strange and wonderful things. Things like scopolamine and atropine, they can kind of affect the heart, and things that basically cause arrhythmias with the heart, tachycardia, all of those sorts of horrible things that you don't want your heart to do in terms of beating out your chest. The other thing about Mandrake is that it is an hallucinogen. It's also narcotic, so it's got that propensity to, in effect, make you have hallucinations, send you to sleep. So in the olden times, in kind of the ancient Rome, they used to use it as an anaesthetic and as a painkiller during surgery. So not all bad, but again, having that kind of dosage, or getting the correct dosage, must have taken a lot of trial and error to get the actual results right. You don't want your patient dying on the table. So the other things that this can do is all the things that are associated with this kind of narcotic effect, and also that hallucinogenic effect. So you can also give you asphyxia, so it can actually suffocate you to death. It can also give you diarrhea, vomiting, blurred vision. I'm actually wondering why I'm wanting to grow this now. Okay, I think it's basically one of those things that Harry Potter has made me do it. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So what we'll do is we'll plant these seeds. I'll tell you the other thing about the whole sort of Harry Potter side of things, and also kind of the legend that comes behind that. So I've got one pot here, and that's all I'm going to need really. So let's switch you around. Okay, so all we've got really here is some nice moist compost, and it's just seed compost. It's kind of a completely inert compost. There's no nutrients in this. Seeds have got all the nutrients they need in their seed, in the actual seed itself, to be able to germinate and do whatever it needs to do. These seeds also need a period of what they call cold stratification. So they need a really kind of period of quite intense cold to actually be able to get this seed ready to be sown. So really the purpose of actually growing it at this time of year is because it's going to get that cold kind of period over the winter. Hopefully then into the spring, it will probably give it that little bit of oomph ready to actually start growing the actual plant itself. I don't anticipate probably seeing anything until spring with this plant in terms of any little sprouts or anything like that. So these plants sorry, these seeds are from Plant World Seeds, another online place. A lot of these really strange, weird and wonderful things you can't get other than a place like these specialised places. And Plant World Seeds, they're doing a massive amount of different things. It's where I pick up all my Datura plants, my Datura seeds, my Brugmansia seeds. And it's also where I managed to get some white henbane seeds as well, which I'll be growing also today. So this is okay. So we've got we have got 5 seeds. So they don't give you a lot. So let's make these worth it. So what we'll do is we'll put them in a row just so we know where they are. Okay. So like I say, I'm not anticipating anything before kind of springtime. So the legend of the mandrake plant. So the mandrake, the root of it looks a lot like the body of a human. Back in the day, they used to think that there was male and female varieties. You'd have kind of the roots of this look like a person with arms and legs. Hence why they had the whole sort of Harry Potter thing. It was an interesting, again, the interesting story was that because of its hallucinogenic properties and the fact that this plant, when it's actually in flower, even the smell, they say, is enough to make you quite giddy. So when people were around this plant, they were finding that they were pulling them out of the ground, they get a lot more contact with that plant, and they would end up falling to the ground, not dead, but kind of under the effects of the mandrake and the active compounds that are in it. Like I say, those tropane alkaloids are very strong hallucinogenics. So Harry Potter took it that step further and used the actual proper legend is that when you pull these plants out of the ground, they were thought to scream, and that scream was supposed to be of a possessed devil that was going to kind of drag you to hell. So that's kind of where the legend come from. So we'll give these a little tad more water. We'll say don't need a lot now. It says to keep it moist, so we'll keep it moist over this winter period, and then we'll stick it up on the shelf here where it will get some light, because it does need a little bit of light to germinate, and then we'll come back to it quite regularly and see as to see it growing. Hopefully we'll have some nice plants. Right, let me switch you around again. So as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day, so it's going to take a while for them to germinate. It's going to take a while to get some decent plants of it. Again, I'll have to think really long and hard as to where I plant them, probably at the back of the poison garden. There's supposed to be some really nice flowers to them. Got that traditional kind of Solanceae shape to the flowers, but nice and frilly. And the smell's supposed to be quite intense and nice, but we'll see. I don't want to end up trying to poison myself with them by accident, as you can do with a lot of these plants. Anyway, so that's all for me. All the best, guys. Take care. Bye bye.